They would, unlike Salmanji said to us, come up with fake news, fake futures or fake promises. So I was hoping that I would have a whole list of facts that I could come and rebut when I came here. Having listened to the first three speakers, I haven't heard a single fact yet. All I've heard is Modi didn't do this, the BJP government didn't do this, it's all proven. Where is it proven? Because you say so? Because Google says so, and I know, Chaitanya, you use Google for your references. I warn you, that's dangerous because you've already got a fact about me wrong, but I thank you for it. You said I'm a financial consultant with only 50 hits. Suddenly, I'm sure I'll get lots more hits for financial stuff. I have nothing to do with finance. I'm a lawyer by background. The reason I say that is that in all these discussions about India, it scares me. It scares me how many people believe what they read. And I say that for all of you on both sides. What is written is not always true. So what I want to talk about is what is real for me. And I'm slightly different. I have a declaration to make here. I'm not part of the Oxford elite. I'm not part of the rich Indian elite. And I have no conflict of interest here. I'm not going for political positions either in India or in UK. So when I speak from a real life experience of being both an Indian and being in Britain. And I'll tell you what my experience has been. The other difference is I was born when, Chaitanya, you were probably still in nappies, unfortunately. I was around in India. I grew up in a place called Hyderabad. Hindu-Muslim riots happened well before Modi. And they will happen after Modi. If we do not have confidence in the Indians of that beautiful message that you said, unity in diversity.
भारत, आखिर ये देश महान क्यों है? सारी दुनिया एक परिवार है, वसुधैव कुटुंबकम. There is no country more diverse than India, जहाँ 3 लाख से अधिक मस्जिदें हैं. कुंभ मेला, the largest gathering in human history. यह मन को शांति देने वाले बुद्धा के विचार है. जीसस की प्रेयर है. एक साथ 15 करोड़ से भी ज्यादा लोगों का तीर्थ. वाहिगुरु की अरदास है, रहीम की खीर है और राम का प्रसाद है. अनेकता में एकता की इससे बेहतरीन झलक शायद ही कहीं और होगी. ऐसा देश जहां देश को देश नहीं, माँ भारत माता समझा जाता है.
And I say that as a Modi supporter because I tell you as an Indian that grew up in Britain, how did people used to look at me when I grew up in Britain?
Wait, fuck up back to India, fuck up.
They come to us and say India's at the same table that everybody else is at because of where India is in the last 5 years. It has given Indians over the world, the Indian diaspora and Indians in India, a newfound confidence. And I like that hope and a newfound confidence in unity and diversity, not in the divisive politics that actually I've heard more from the proposition than I did from my colleagues. I applaud Nouri, who, despite her reservations, despite what she heard in some of the press about what he's about, has said, actually, you have to vote with the people of India. Who is Oxford Union to say no? People will have come here with their views in mind already. Not because of what they have experienced or anything like that, but because the BBC has peddled that Hindu-Muslim riots happened. Some person died and suddenly 46 people that were Muslims were killed. Where was the BBC when 56 of my Sikh brothers were killed?
Don't run away from me now, BBC. The figures you bandied about, what was the proof gathered from? BBC, if you have any shame, show us the raw. If it was fake news, a lie, a dirty and a motivated lie by a dying government-owned British channel, then I want to know, and India wants to know, what is your intention, BBC?
And Rajiv Gandhi did nothing. They stopped the police. Why were they not accused of being divisive amongst Hindu, Muslims and Sikhs? What is wrong with giving people a vision? He has come up with 6 campaigns, none of which are to do with religion, none of which are to do with division. He gave us hope and he looked, and he's given us a forward-looking message. Make in India.
Do you think Make in India is working?
Smart cities. Startup India.
Youngsters in India are getting jobs.
Swachh Bharat.
I don't see Swachh Bharat working very well. Yes, it's working.
I can tell you, when I was growing up in India, and when we used to go to India, but a lot of my family is still there in India, and I can tell you the difference now for them. They have toilets to go to across India. It may seem like a small thing here, but if you grew up in India, you will know what it meant. We used to have to travel nearly a mile away, and as a woman it was degrading. He has given us hope that that is not going to be there for women anymore.
हमारे लिए शौचालय माँ बहन बेटियों का इज्जत घर है.
Now, if you want to deplore that, go ahead, because he hasn't built enough.
हमारी सरकार ने महिलाओं के लिए 10 करोड़ से ज्यादा शौचालय बनाए.
What were you doing for the last 40 years when you were around before? Not one toilet.
महिलाओं के लिए 10 करोड़ से ज्यादा शौचालय बनाए.
And here's the greatness of the current government. Modi said, it is not me that did it. I applaud every government that came before me, every volunteer that came before me. It is a right of every Indian to have sanitation. I'm just doing my duty. Let's applaud. Economy. Let's have a look at the economy then as well. Everybody's talked here and said, oh, he hasn't done what he promised on the economy. UK-India Business Council recognised that India surpassed the US and China for the top place for foreign direct investment as a result of making India liberalised, as a result of the policies that were in the current government. Now, you may choose to say, oh, it was just India's destiny, they were in the right place at the right time. Again, why didn't it happen before when we had 40 years to do that? Was jobs and the poor. My mother had 4 sisters, my father had 3 brothers. And we were working class middle, and we are working class, middle class people here in UK too. What was it? North Indian Brahmins. Well, I'm none of those. I'm not a Hindi speaker, I'm not a North Indian Brahmin, okay? And the opportunities that I and my family have got have been there because of the liberalisation, because of the movement and the hope in the last 5 years, I hasten to add, not before that. Finally, security and India-Pakistan. We live in a world, not just India-Pakistan, we live in a world where terrorism is truthfully there. We all need to tackle terrorism on a real debate, not with emotion. And for those of you that talk about the current war, well, what Modi did when he first came into government, his first invite was to the Pakistani government. That has never happened previously. No other Prime Minister did that. So where is that threat? After several encounters, after several attempts to do something, only then has the world come to what it has today. So yes, let's talk India, but let's talk India not from these perched and beautiful places in Oxford Union. I'd like to add to that, finally, India and China also is at that table. We run a risk with China. They hide their cards, they have lots of things, and they play by their own rules. India, for years, had a Ghulam. Now we've got a Raja who has people's hearts and minds.
अभी तो बस एक हुक्म का इंतजार हो रहा था, एक इशारे पर ऐसा तांडव होता कि झंडा उठाने वाले जन्मों जन्मों तक उठना भूल जाते.
So let's look at the Indian people when we do a vote today, not on personalities, not on divisive rhetoric. Let's do it on what the Indian people need and what the world needs, because the world needs someone that will give us hope and that will do things not for personal selfish gain, but for everybody, for the whole of society, and actually for unity and diversity. Namaste.
पिछले 7 साल से वो हमारे लिए अस्पताल भी बना रहे हैं और महामारी से बचने के लिए वैक्सीन भी बना रहे हैं और हमारी प्रार्थना के लिए मंदिर भी, सेना को शक्तिशाली भी बना रहे हैं और देश को मजबूत भी. इसके बाद भी अगर आपको कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा है तो सवाल हमसे नहीं, मोदी जी के समर्थकों से नहीं, यानी कि भक्तों से भी नहीं, और चमचों, ये सवाल आप अपने आप से पूछिए.